Hello and welcome to Neuro-Heretical Wargaming. My name is Brenden. Tonight I am joined by me. And yeah, tonight we are working on some Jade Warriors for Grand Cathay. I realize now the pup cam shows the game blade, which is a little hilarious. But yeah, we're just going to be putting together some Jade Warriors for Grand Cathay. Right now it's just me. I believe Scott is doing a practice game, so he will not be joining us tonight. I can get this open. I need a new blade, actually. There we go. No, Tristan has a point. It's finally our turn. All right. Jade Warriors. Oh, they have a little transfer sheet. That's neat. I don't know what I'd use it for, but still neat. Set that aside. 20 square bases. And then all the sprues you could ever want. Exactly, Tristan. Why have up when you could have Baneblade? What more do you need? I mean, honestly. Alright. Hand weapon and shield is the goal. I like how it's paper. Or I guess it's always paper, but. Alright. Yeah, nice little Grand Cathay transfers. I guess you could do the Warhammer the Old World thing as a transfer too. Yeah, a lot of Chinese-inspired transfers. Multiple different colors. A lot of options. I still need to settle on a color scheme for this because I haven't, but we'll get there eventually. Alright, so I think these are all the exact same sprue. Yep. So we will start with these and go from there. That is already the cucumber in the background. It is my wife's. He's very excited to be here. Alright. 28, 29. Mm, 28. These ones can be built as officers. I need to decide how I'm going to do all this because it is a whole bunch of dudes. Like 20, I think. There is only Larry the cucumber. Nothing else. Alright. That part 30. I'm gonna be very upset with how many small parts there are here, aren't I? I feel like I am. I can already feel it. Okay, I only have like 50 more of this particular guy to go. In hindsight, that's fun. Yeah, I think I'll just do 20 today, because I think the goal was to do 20 man breaks. Remember. Alright. Kind of stands up. And 41, 42. All right. Is it 40? Fortunately, not the part I need. Bye, Arya. All right. Yeah, she was dropping stuff off from the kitchen. I think it looks like it was. I actually tossed that out, but ironically, the rest of the Grand Cathay that I'm totally gonna work on someday. Totally isn't gonna sit on my shelf for months. Or literal months. Okay, surely like 41, 42 isn't on this sprue. If it is, I'm going to be very upset. It is. Of course it is. There's 41. And 42. Yeah. How's everybody doing at home? Hope you guys are having a good day. Let's see here. No, where's 42? 42. I have to go back to the other sprue to find this 42 piece. It's like a sash looking thing. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Hey, look, it's the giant piece right in front of me. Alright, one of ours says, could be better. I have some lower back pain, but otherwise feel like $1,000,000 when I work on 2 more intercessors. Alright. Don't worry, the back pain never goes away. That's just, it just stays. It's just part of you now. I really have to attach this to that. Who designed this? There's an itty bitty little connection point. It literally sits right there. Someone okayed this. I don't like them. I don't know who they are, but I don't like them. Well, now we wait for that to dry. Maybe if we look at the Bane blade hard enough, it'll just come together. Then I won't have to magnetize it. Doesn't seem to be working. I tried, chat. I really did. Alright, set that aside for now. And 43. 46, 43, 43. This guy's hand on a sword. If you see a hand on a sword, hey, I found it. That one was much easier to find. Doot. Doot. Alright. Hey, it's the perk. He has come to give us funds. One way or another. Whether we want them or not. It's the perk. I'm just kidding, perk, you know. You know we love you. Alright. Don't love it when you encourage him wanting fire. You know what that does. You know what that does. Oh no. Oh yeah. This is almost worse than putting guardsmen together. Actually, looking, I think these guys are smaller than guardsmen. Hold on. I guess not really. I'm just used to playing space or using Space Marines right now. That's about the same size, all things considered. You know what's really sad, Perky? You know what's really sad? I'm pretty sure I remember you telling that joke already. They don't become dad jokes until they're fully grown. Yeah, I think I remember that one actually. All right. This goes here and it goes back there. Sure. Okay. Okay, I'm supposed to like sit somewhere around there. There we go. Apply the glue. All right. Perfect. Then it just needs a head. The 44. I guess he gets a little belt thing too. We'll see about that. Alright. Well, we got one guy done in approximately 15 minutes. This will be a super quick and easy one, guys. We'll knock this out and be done. A bunch of square bases. Dun dun dun. Ah. Trying to get an idea for how he wants to sit on the base. Alright, set that over there. Perfect. Up next is the standard bearer, so that'll be neat. Alright, we've got... On Fire says, hey Brenden, would you like the honor of deciding if this Marine I'm putting together gets a long scope, short scope, or no scope with big mag? You gotta go with the Assault Bolter, so you really gotta go with the big magazine. Personally, that's how all my intercessors are built. Doesn't mean anything in this edition, but in past editions used to give you Assault. Which is always useful. Alright. But yes, big mag. It's really cool. Looks really good with the grenade launcher, too. Alright, 14 and 15. And 14. Sweet. Nice and easy. Ooh. I didn't clear my desk off as well as I should have. So I gotta be careful. So I'm gonna yeet my repulsor executioner off the edge of the table. That won't be fun for anyone involved. Okay. Once, part 16, which is one in a sheet. That's 61. We're looking for 16. I see 4. I see 48. Betcha it's over here. It's mostly a bunch of spears. Drummer. Correction, I do not see part 16. There's also a non-zero chance it means part 61. Because that's just how GW rolls. Oh, there's part 16. Perfect. This one is kind of neat. It is meant to be usable for 2. And this is actually part of the rules. It wants me to clip off this part. I'm going to have to be very careful about doing. Because he's already got the sword drawn. So he doesn't need one in the scabbard. Gotta cut it this way. Otherwise, it's going to be all angled and weird and stuff. You don't want that. Good enough. Not perfect, but it's as good as I'm gonna get with clippers like this. That goes right there on his belt. No, Tristan, now it's stuck in my head. How dare you? Arya, you want to chill in here? You want your bed? Sorry, Beyblade. Your second fiddle to W. Come on, Arya. Go to bed. Go to bed. But if I grab a gummy bear, you'll go to bed. You'll be like, ooh, treat, go to bed. Yeah, you're not getting a gummy bear. You already had one. You don't get 2. Unintentionally, I should say. Alright. Why, GW? Why is the head piece? Why does the head have to be 2 pieces? Tristan, that's what we should do for Adepticon next year. Just do the cosplay of that video. Hamburger, Whopper. Like, what was it? Process into Adepticon. Doing the chant. After security, of course. 80, 85. Sweet. Dear GW, why? Why do all the other whatchamacallits you do, top knots, why are they all one molded piece, but these guys have to be 2 separate ones? I just want to ask questions. Let's see. One fire also says, Big Mag it is. Again, it is then. I like to be diverse. Instead of the guy who gave this stuff to me only left 1 grenade launcher, so that guy got it with a short scope because Space Marine 2. Fair enough. No shade. All my intercessors were built pre-Space Marine 2, so... When did Space Marine 2 come out? Was that last year or was that the year before? Was that 24? I feel like that was 24. I know I put off buying it for a long while. We really need to do a Space Marine 2 stream at some point. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that on Thursday or something. Wait, I want to leave this guy's head off, actually. 26, 27. Number 27 is 2 E Z. And 26, pretty straightforward to find as well. Was it okay? I thought it might have been 2024. Like I said, I delayed getting it for a while, so I don't think I got it till last year. because that cost money. And I was the broke in 2024. All right. Susan says Space Marine 2 was pretty faithful to the tabletop. All bolt variants had very different appearances. It didn't actually hurt anything they shot. Not untrue. I will say, if we do end up doing a Space Marine 2 stream, would you guys want to see us doing like the ops? Would you like to see us doing, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the main campaign, PvP multiplayer, like what would you guys want to see? I would assume PvP, but Salamander's upgrade kit's kind of nifty, isn't it? From what I remember. I don't know if I've ever seriously looked at that one. I don't think it had a whole lot of parts that I was like, oh, I want that particular part. So we're like some in shoot. Stay. What was it? Hold on. I can't talk while I'm getting this on, apparently. Okay. Oh, am I supposed to turn that forward? Oops. Just make a little fix right there. Got that facing the wrong way. Alright, that's gonna have to sit and dry for a second, so I'm just gonna do his other arm because that should be easier. Alright, well, on a vote of 2-1, sounds like we will do campaigner ops. Since Perker, you're the only one that voted for PvP. I'm sorry. Maybe we can jump to some PvP too. No, that's blocking me. I'm gonna try it. It should be a little bit better. Not a lot. A little bit. Okay, you know, whatever. Alright. Well, this thing bloomed a face. A Perkysaurus wanting fire split. Oh no. Well, not everything's good in old Punland, is it? I feel like I'm weirdly adversarial with you, Perk. I apologize. I know you could be watching the Northern Nights stream and you're not. Or maybe you are. I don't know what's going on in your computer, actually. Alright, officially love this banner, dude. I like how the banner is pretty close to the size of a Space Marine one. But, you know, just not at all carried by anything resembling even anywhere close to a Space Marine. Like, I genuinely have, so I have this guy right here, right? Terminator banner. A little bit smaller, but genuinely not that much smaller. Fun. I need to figure out how I'm going to finish painting that at some point, but that's not there. I feel like this is just Perky's way of saying he wants to fight us in PvP. Which feels accurate, actually. Which actually makes sense now that I say it out loud. Alright. That's annoying. His head option kind of limits his field of view. Alright, set that there. And then next we should have the drummer. Yep. And then after that, it's just a whole bunch of regular dudes. So once we do that, we'll bust this bad boy out and just start going through them all. Alright. No, no! My standard bearer. What do you want to know about the dragons, Tristan? What do you want to know about the dragons of Grand Cathay? All 6 dragons, I think? Because there's Dragon Emperor, like a Dragon Queen, I think, and then 1 for each cardinal direction. I think we only have in Total War 3, I think we have 3 dragons. You started with the 2 started with the brother and the sister. And then I think we got, who was it? The shoot. So it's just, I thought they added a 3rd one. I don't know which direction it was because these dragons associated with one. 58. 59. Excuse me. But they're kind of neat. I just think they're neat. I don't know. I think a lot of it for me is I really like the aesthetics of Grand Cathay. It's very different from a lot of fantasy, just in general. But also just like a lot of the factions in fantasy. I did find out that you can ally in Old World Empire and Bretonia. So I am very tempted to bring like a little cadre of knights at some point. Most because or at least partially because I think it'd be funny. Thing there then becomes like, do I bring 60? Do I bring Bretonians or do I bring Empire? Empire is like gameplay wise the better choice, right? Because if I bring Empire, that means if I bring Empire, there's no like downsides to it. They work fine as allies. If I bring Bretonians, there are downsides because the Bretonians and Cathay don't trust each other for whatever reason. So like they're suspicious of each other at all time. And I think like if you fall back through like a Bretonian unit through a Grand Cathay unit, there's a chance like some of them die in the process. So we will see. But at the very least, my like core component of this is to build Cathay. And then potentially, if I want to expand out from there, I am kind of leaning towards doing Empire just because that leads to more fun options. So I can do things like what's it called? You can bring like the steam tank because that's a thing. Or I can bring the steam tank. I can bring like the demigriffs, which are like hippogriff mounts, which is pretty sick. Really is a lot of options, so I think that's kind of where I'm leading, but neither here nor there for the most part. Drummer. 89. 89. 89, 89, 89. 89. He's got his little satchel. Little pap. They did also drop a bunch of new stuff too, which when I initially looked at this on, I think it was New Recruit, wasn't quite added to the game yet, or added to the thing just yet. I don't want to add this. And I don't want to. Not like an obvious spot for it. Just go right there. No. No, so it's like further back. It's like right around here. Like right there, I think. Oh no! Do you really have a log? Of course you do, Perky. I don't even know why I'm surprised. Why am I don't know why I'm surprised. Oh, side note, Tristan, that does remind me. How is have you touched the StarCraft stuff yet? I suspect I know the answer, but I know John just cracked the seal a little bit. Oh no! Why is everything falling apart? It's just like my life. This is the second worst day of my life. What was the worst? Every other freaking day of my life. Alright. 61. I saw that. 61. Right, this one has a very clear spot. This goes right there. No. Whatever. All right, 7-3, 7-1, or 7-1, 7-2, 7-3. That one was on here. I synced it. I know that's part of the drum. Also, just like, come on, you. I think that whole three. Ah, dang it, you all the way through. That's what it is. There we go. Fair. Working on it tonight. Well, let me know how the assembly is, Tristan. I'll admit it's not a system I haven't looked at it mechanically, so maybe it could be a system I'm interested in mechanically. It's not a setting I'm strictly interested in. But I am curious to see how they go together. I did think it was interesting that they did include translucent parts. So I do feel like multicolor injecting is one thing that GW has kind of been behind on. I feel like GW does a pretty good job being kind of like a leader in this space. But I will freely admit that there are some areas where they're not. Oh, that's really pressure fitted in there, didn't it? Well, chat, we'll just leave that as it is, I guess. And put some glue over here. Because that just went right in there. And I don't think I can get it out without breaking the mini. So Tristan, I'm kind of waiting to see what I want. Because I do want, those are the models I want to do. The first trick is finding, because the link I shared to the Discord, if you're not there, join Discord in the link down below. The first thing, so I found the one I posted in there is like the STL files for them, which I would be fine with buying, especially because I can support the main sculptor directly. I would be fine with that. However, I do not currently have access to a 3D printer that works reliably, because ours is not great. So if we can get that working, I'll buy the STLs and just have Scott print them. If not, I either have to find someone that I can pay locally to do it, or I'll have to order them. And I'm not sure there's any like official shops that work like directly with the artist. Like I've seen prints of them for sale. One I saw was in France, so that was kind of a non-starter. The other one was like $60, so and that's before shipping. So I'm kind of waiting and seeing, but those are the ones that I want to do. They have most of the dudes I want. So ours do that we can use. I know of one. However, I think it's a filament printer, not a resin. They may have upgraded since then, so I'll have to check. If they do, I am positive I will not be the only one there printing Warhammer, because our local library is also on the Libby app. And the Libby app, like, they have to, the library itself selects what's on it, so what's available for rent and what's not. Like, it goes through the library. And it has a lot of Warhammer novels. So they know the community. Of that, I am certain. At least someone there does. To a frankly impressive degree. Hey, Tim, what's up? Put that there. Put this over here. It should all just slot right on into place. Beautiful. Look at that. I'm gonna have to hold him up while he dries. I may have made a slight tactical error. Alright, then 86 and 76. Alright. 76. And 86. Alright. Yes, hello Tim. Doing a little Grand Cathay today. See if I can get through 20 of these guys. You know, it's only been almost 45 minutes and I've gotten 3. You know, 3 every 15 minutes. That's not the worst. It could be worse. Not a lot, but it could be. Square base. Yeah. Side note, I do love that it's a 1-inch square base, so it fits perfectly in my little grid. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but love it. And so I have them all together and they're all lined up. It'll look quite neat, I would say. I'm doing so good. Yeah. Alright, and then tap you off a little bit, and then do a little over here. Alright. I am going to magnetize crap out of these guys a little bit. I can tell you that right now. Or not like them, obviously, they're tiny, there's no reason to, but the bases. Because if one of these guys fall, they're going to shatter, and pieces are just going to be missing. Like, there will be no finding them ever again. Of that, I am certain. Alright. Let's see what we got next here. Pose A. I believe that was him. Looking at it, I think that's right. Let's go skip ahead a little bit to the next pose that tells you how to put a body together. There we go. Pose D. And this. Oh, your Deathwing Knights did that today, just shattered. Yeah, I believe it. At least with Space Marines, the connection points are a little bigger, so you've got that going for you, but there's still only so much. Alright, so for this part, we can be a little faster. And we can do 4 at once, because these aren't special characters anymore, they're just regular dudes. Effectively what you can do is you can build 2 10-man squads out of this, or 1 20-man, and I'm going to do a 20-man. Just because, to me, it doesn't feel like a brick of dudes if it's just, 10 dudes. It doesn't feel like a old school army moving across the board, you know what I mean? At some point I need to figure out, so I've been saying it kind of as a joke but kind of seriously, that my plan for this army is to make it to basically try and turn off magic whenever possible and make people basically play historicals. Call the list no one would play historicals with me. So here I am. Just, it hits me that the StarCraft box is basically Leviathan too. I mean, yeah. Oh, John's on TikTok. That's nice. I'm with Tim on this one. That is kind of funny. Congratulations, you did buy Leviathan. You bought Space Marines and Tyranids. You fool. Actually, beyond like the actual like Gene Stealers, I guess beyond the stuff that's like actually in the Gene Stealer Codex Tristan, do you have any Tyranids? Because there is a super army, right? I thought. And you can do with them. Alright. Let's put all these bodies together. Oh wait, I still got one more. Silly me. Arya, I have a bed for you. You don't have to lay on the ground. I just want that to be said, that she chooses not to. Yes, Tristan, it is very unusual for me. I mean, that was the joke. The list I had like planned out. I don't think can really do that, but I think it'd be really funny if I did that. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you bought Leviathan or not. Which is fair. Oh, that's a dog hair. That exists in this mini now. That is just a part of it. But Tristan, you know what you do need? A Bane Blade. That's what you need. For any truly competitive GSC list, a Bane Blade. Just roll 6s. That's all you need to do. Excuse me. Alright, got all that. I'm going to clip out a whole bunch of legs. Part 3. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. The pain will always be there. The pain never leaves. Also, I want to fire because this is your first new edition launch. What are you thinking of the reveal so far? I know how a lot of us older heads feel about it, which is Space Marine ones aren't the most exciting. Jonathan is just texting me, let me know he won't be here. Kind of was assumed at this point. Now he's got a thing going on, so I wasn't expecting. He was just here last week because he was under the weather just like I was. All right. And feet. All right. Oh, okay. I don't know, I tell you this. Time just keeps going on. It waits for no man and has no mercy. Time hates all of us. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. One of ours says, seems pretty cool to me, though the objective stuff will be different, but excited nonetheless to see how it goes. Do like seeing Blood Angels get a bit more love in the reveal stuff. I agree. Though that does mean that the Blood Angel fans are being Blood Angels fans about everything that gets shown off, which is its, own ups and downsides, I'll say. All right, 4 up here. Oh, perky. Oh. Perky. Why, Perky? Why? Anyway. One in fire says, check for stuff is cool, yeah. Encouraging to make Blood Angel successors. Fair, tactical vampires with raptor attitudes. So you're saying they're teenagers with attitude, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, there's, Blood Angels have their fans. I mean, like, it's a generic set, obviously. It's not really aimed at just Blood Angels. I don't know. I just wish they'd shown, like, the orcs got a really cool, like, with the at Adepticon, they just showed off an Intercessor and an Orc Boy, right? Which is fine. Not exciting, but whatever. But, like, last week, orcs got to see their war boss, which was really sick. Loved it. I say there like I don't actually have an orc army, which I kind of sort of do. So that was cool. And then this week, Space Marines get a Van Vet, which is fine. Like, we knew that was one of the things that was going to be in there. That's fine. I really wanted to see one of the character models. Because honestly, the character models are going to play a big role in whether I get this box or not. Because, unlike literally the last two editions, I have no one to split this box with. If I want this box, I have to buy it for myself. And don't get me wrong, it's fairly decent value for me because I can use it for both my orcs and my Black Templars. However, if I do, biscuits. I forgot to flip the thing off. However, if I do that, well, one, it effectively doubles the cost from what it normally is. So it's going to be like 300 instead of closer to 2, which is a bit annoying, but whatevs. Hold on. Steady hands, steady hands, steady hands. Right. Sorry, I need to focus a little bit on this. But yeah, I'm gonna have to spend the full thing on it, so I'm gonna have to be pretty sure I want everything that's in that box. And this might be one we is technically owned by the channel. But we'll see. Like I said, I really want to see stuff. I want to see the new characters, see if they're neat. I want to see if the no, Tim's up to something. But yeah, I want to see the new characters. I want to see the new land speeder. If for no other reason than because I currently have one sitting up there that I would like to bring, actually paint, because literally I got it at the start of 10th, because I actually had a decent strategy with it, with the Vindicators, and I was like, this is fun. And then the Codex, Space Marine Codex came out, and they were like, no more land speeders, and I was like, poo. I never even got a chance to paint it. I don't think it's primed. It's just I put some bits on it. That was kind of neat. Some old Firstborn Black Templar bits. I still have a couple of those sprues left. Yeah, so we know I'm pretty sure. So we know for a fact, obviously, the Chaplain with Jump Pack is going to be in it because we've seen him. I think there was the Captain with a shield they showed off. So I suspect he's going to be in as well. It's probably going to be the equivalent of... I think it's basically going to be the same dude as was in the Indomitus box. Just like an updated version, right? Yeah, Ricky, I'm in the same boat. I technically have both armies. I intend to play both armies. It's just, I don't know. It's just that last jump. It's still it's going to be like $320, something like that. It's just going to be a lot. I will, there's a decent chance I will bite the bullet. It's still just a matter of convincing myself to do so. All right, and then Shield 11. I do like my little land speeder, so if that specific version comes back, I would love to bust him out on the table. I guess I could just proxy it and be like, hey, it has X, Y, or Z. But if I get the box, then I have the new one, obviously, so it's kind of a moot point. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Non-zero chance I start this edition with 2 land speeders. Which is okay. Bringing stuff back is always nice. Actually, come to think of it, this is one of the first times they'll be bringing something back that was in Legends. So that's kind of interesting. You're not getting those Space Marines from me wanting. Probably. I don't know. Actually, like I said, I need to see what's in it and see if there's a librarian. Tell you what, wanting if there's a librarian, I'll see if I can send it out to you because I don't need it. Either that or I sell it to Bird. So. Yeah, I'll read to you at bedtime. If you pay for the rulebook, you can have it. I don't think I've ever even opened the 10th edition rulebook, to be honest with you. Like the core rules, I should say. Obviously, the rest of the rules. Hey, but tell you what, you pitch in $30, Tim, you can have the whatchamacallit. You can have the rulebook. Oh, shoot, what arm do I need? 12. There it is. At least this one, everything is centrally located, which I guess makes sense. It's meant to be a little bit different. Alright. That. To the next sprue. There. Barrel of monkeys. That's fine. I only have like 10 more of these sprues. Oh god, not even. Yeah, 10. It's 5 per. There's 50 in that box over there. If we manage to get through to this tonight somehow, I'll tell you what. I will bust out the old 13, right? I will bust out the artillery piece. That can be the final thing we work on tonight, but one suspects that is not going to get done tonight. Aha, I have done it. I have conned him. I will say, this will be kind of nice. This is actually really good for my Orcs army, just because there will be a whole bunch of Space Marine players that are going to buy this launch box and then sell the Orcs on eBay. So if you've ever wanted to start an Orc army, now is here soon will probably be the time. Because Orcs will be cheap. Might actually, whenever they announce the starter box, I might end up picking that up too, depending on what they want. Oh, but cut these arms out. Alright, and then. Yeah, generally, Tim, if you want it, you pitch in a little bit, you can have it. Like I said, I don't read them. I don't even know where my 10th edition rulebook is. I assume it's in my closet, but I don't know that for sure. Alright. Okay. Goes like that. Again, GW, was it too much to ask for? I was glad I was able to find this box at Adepticon, though. This was one of the few things I actually went to Adepticon and was like, I want to buy this, if I can find it. So, the fact that I was able to was pretty neat. We actually sidetracked back to it. Tristan, I'm actually really looking forward to the Papal Intervention Force. While I try to figure out how to get the main minis for it, I'm probably going to order a few things, because starting with Glory is pretty great. So I think my kind of silly list I threw together has, what is it? It's got the Priest, because I have to take one Papal Intervention Force. It's got 3 or 4, I forget exactly which, of the basic dudes. It's got 2 of the heavy new Antioch heavy infantry, I think with machine guns. It's got those. It's kind of like the core of it. And then, because I start with Glory, it has the anti-tank dude, the ammo dude, and the not anchorite. shoot, what's it called? The dude with the eye, the observer. Which seems like a really, really great start. I do want, at some point, I'm gonna mess with it a little bit and change it up because Papal Intervention Force comes with like the Pope's Cross, which pairs really well with the Sniper Priest because you can make a risky, like whoever's like has it can make a risky action, I believe is what it's called in Trench Coat. You can make a risky action. If you fail, it doesn't fail. So, like, you can do the risk, his special like risky action shot, and if it fails, you still get his regular shot or shots, I should say, or you still get to take the shots normally. So I'm really thinking like Sniper Priests with the automatic, like semi-automatic rifles, and that cross would be really good. Oh, for a second I was like, no, use the wrong arm. Just had it on the wrong side. All right. Next up, this. But yeah, I'm kind of softly getting into Trench Crusade. I wouldn't say I'm like hyped for it or anything, but I am. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And I'm kind of interested to see what they do going forward. I just like seeing the new factions like pop up. Personally, I will say I didn't initially like the Naval Raiders, but I am looking forward to those. They're growing on me. I won't even lie. That might be the little heretic group I get. Let's see. One in Fire says, random question, opinion based, but would it be cool if one of my ancestors had a bolt pistol in one hand, an empty bolter in the other, and just cut off the magnetic glue on the base? Yeah, go for it. I mean, it's also legal. They all have pistols, I believe, so everything about it makes sense. Isn't there... I guess maybe you don't have it, so you said you got a second hand, I think. Because there is one, like, intercessor I posed that I thought that didn't have the magazine inserted, so you didn't have to, so you could just have, like, the actual empty mag, but, oh, yeah, clipping off the bottom worked fine. Just do a little piece of, like, black paint. Excuse me. Put a little piece of black paint on it. And yeah, it'd be good to go. Alright. Well, the good news, guys. We got 4 of these guys almost together in the next 15 minutes. So maybe, just maybe, we might be able to finish this. We will see, though. We will see. It's all through all their heads. The terrain is coming out very nice. I do like seeing Scott's been taking it to the store to, I don't know if playtest it's the right word, but they've been playing on it at the store and it looks very nice. Scott is very hyped for it. We got some more stuff done for it on this last Saturday. Mostly putting up the like corrugated steel bits essentially. At least that's what I did. Like John trimmed stuff and Scott was putting stuff on the sides. Ah. Okay, this sprue has to go somewhere else. I don't need them currently. Ooh, that's a lot of pile of gray. And they're literally just catching everything. No! It's gonna be a mess. You're gonna get ants. But first, gummy bear. Yeah, nice little easy kit batch to jump yourself into. Fair enough. Alright. Next guy. Yeah, Bonfire, go for it. Nice, simple little kit bash. Wet your feet a little bit. Build up a little confidence. Next thing you know, you'll be kit bashing a Baneblade to make it Yarick's personal ride. I am quickly coming to not like these headpieces. These are one of the pieces that slow me down. Big time. You all enjoy the absolute zen of me very quietly putting these on here. Oh no, is this the right head? It looks the same. Why is it not wanting to go in? Okay. Good enough. Yeah, these guys fall, they're gonna shatter in like a billion pieces. Alright. We're getting these arms on here. It is 8:40. Go for about another hour or so. And probably call it a night. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves, enjoying the stream. Why are you not wanting to go on? Just like that. I think just like that. That's one way. Well, I'm glad I could distract you from physical pain when you fire. I'm glad we were able to perform that service for you. Airbrushes are cool, but they low-key drive me insane a little bit, I think. Just because of the amount of, like, maintenance they require. I love how GW always has you base it last. Not base, but, like, put it on the base last. Like, I guess the assumption is probably like, hey, base the base first and then put it on it, but it doesn't tell you that. And it's like, it would be so much easier to put these guys together a lot of the time if they were on the base first. And it varies by model, of course, but I might start putting these guys on the base once I have the legs on and dried. All right. I mean, that's fair. I don't know. I just feel like, oh no, ooh, I just dropped a head. Let me say it. I don't run over it while looking for it. Where'd you go? 1 second. There it is. That is why I keep a light here. I can find the pieces that try to run away from me. Yeah, that's what I tend to do a lot, at least like once I've built the minis a few times. That's probably what I'll do on the rest of these. It does just make it easier to put stuff on, gives you literally more of a base. Alright, up next, 4746. I don't know why I'm looking for these body pieces, like I'm not gonna be able to find it. I was just kind of waiting on these because a lot of them have like a singular, like separate leg piece, which makes it a little more difficult. Just because that piece needs to dry first, or at least be dry enough first. So it's like this last dude has a 46, 47, right? Yep. Ah, 6, 7. Anyway. I love how that's just become like an old person meme now. I love it. I don't think any kids say it anymore. We did it. We successfully made it cringe. Take that. Exactly. The best part is all the kids hate it. That's what makes it fun now. Actually, that reminds me. I need to text my nephew and see what he's looking at. I guess I can wait till later this month. It's still early April. I know he was wanting to come up for a little bit. These ones I can go ahead and put on the base. If they don't want to run away from me. That's the other thing. See how they're gonna... I guess that's the other thing with these square bases. I kind of want to see how... It's supposed to be on there, like flat back there. Yeah. What direction they face, so like their shields aren't off at a weird, so they're not like facing a weird angle. I guess I have a halfway decent idea. I don't know how old this like GW 2001. That'd be one of the older things I've built on stream, technically. I don't think I have anything, even in my... Like, even the Land Raider isn't that old. All right. That should be good enough. Then 48. One, 48. He's got the pot. Oh no. On Fire has run out of normal Space Marine helmets. Ooh. Well, you know, worst case scenario, you can go talk to your fellow Space Marine players at the store. They almost certainly have a whole bunch of them. I've got quite literally a bin full. Mostly helmets, some not. Some are whatchamacallit, fair faces, but I can tell you one thing, Fire. Over time, oh, never mind, I found it now. Say, over time, you are going to build up a lot of extra Space Marines. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. So cut this in just the right spot. We cut too low. That'll be fine. It does say, like, use this. So, I'm curious how well this would cut through it. Ah! Not sure that was much better than using the thing. Okay, that was a little bit better. It's definitely faster. I'll go with that. It's got a nice little, like, notch in it. That kind of works. And that little sword bit, I mean. It kind of works. And if they were going to do that with the part, I wish they had made it just a little bit wider at that point, but whatever. Alright. The man with the water can. Or boil pot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... I need to come up with a paint scheme for these guys. I really don't know. With stuff like this, it's like very clearly inspired by a historical group. I would like to draw inspiration from that. I'm gonna have to wait and see a little bit, but see what I can come up with. Dark Krakens are pretty cool. I don't want to do Jade Black. I don't want to do black just because I paint a lot of black. So I don't want to paint anymore. 55 right there. 55, 57, 50, 56, 55, 56, 57. 57. Six. $57. Is it gonna be on the other sprue? Possibly, not zero chance. I was looking at Great Wall. Won't even lie. I was looking at. I have seen some armies that have used that as a. Oh, what's it called? Used as an inspiration. Words are hard tonight. There it is, 57. Way there at the top. Alright. That. Seven. 56. I have thought about that. Yeah, like I said, I'm seeing to kind of look around and see what might be interesting. 56. Clippers, these ones seem to be not as responsive as they used to be, which is unfortunate because they were good clippers. I liked them. These little arm pieces are close together. That's nice instead of being. They're not super far apart, because the shield is obviously relatively easy to find. It stands out. It's really kind of the arm pieces that are a bit of a pain, but they're also relatively close together. 56. So that was one of the things I was kind of looking at. The last dynasty, the Qing dynasty, or I think it's Qing dynasty. They have their armies like grouped into like different colored like banners, quote unquote. So there's like yellow banner with red trim, blah blah blah. There's like 8 different ones. So I thought that could be kind of interesting. So, like I said, I'll have to look around. I might look at some Osprey books if I can find any that are about like medieval and Renaissance era Chinese forces. It's a process, but I'm really not planning to get to any actual painting for a while, just because it's going to take me a while to get to about 2,000 points. And kind of once I get to 2,000 points, I'm kind of set. Really, for a lot of armies that aren't like my Space Marines or my Guard, I would say, my 2 main armies. Armies that aren't one of those 2, I'm kind of content with just like, hey, here's 2,000 points worth, give or take. Maybe like, 23, 24, just to have some, have options for when points change. And just kind of being like, all right, now I'm done. We'll see if Orc stays the same way, but I expect it will. All right. Oh. Stretch my back. All right. I'm gonna put the heads on these guys. They should be fairly dry, so I should be able to get this little extra bit off here. The main thing I was waiting for. Yeah. Some people won't know it's there, but I don't know. You know, Tim, actually, I don't think I've seen your Custodes. Actually. I think... And I know you've played them on the channel, but I wasn't there. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen your Custodes, like, directly. And if you share them in thing, I've almost certainly missed it, I won't even lie to you. It is about 9. I am getting a little tired. I think this is not the same head as the other ones. I could be wrong. What else is new? Alright. Zip that over there. Bring these guys back. I have another... nine dudes to go. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, chat. We may not get to it. Cool, they're dirty penny bronze with colors. Okay. I have thought of doing terracotta as well. I feel like that's... overdone probably isn't the right word. But like... done pretty often. If that makes sense. Hey, One Fire posted his kit bash on Discord. So if you're in the Discord, check that out. Let him know what you think. Ah, look at that. As I'm saying that, it popped up on my phone. Good job, guys. Good job. All right. I got that over here. Pooh. I didn't learn my lesson. Lesson being, let the arms dry before attempting to attach the other arms. You fool. Alright, this one's supposed to be kind of like side on with it. Give me an idea of how they fit together. There. Cool. Alright. Let those ones sit and dry. We'll do the heads real quick. 78, 88. You should be 88. One. Ah! Fine. It's fine. Two. No, the good news is my hand hasn't cramped up. That happens sometimes. Oh. See you, Tim. Thanks for hanging out while you could. Always nice to see yas. $88. So yeah, so I think we'll go to about 9:30 at night. See if I can at least get the next 4-ish dudes ready and together. And probably call it there. Right. Fire says they're down to just one dude left to make, but we'll wait and see about getting that salamander upgrade kit. Gonna make a Sarge with Thunderhammer in one hand and a bolt rifle in the other. Love it. Love it. Yeah, I remember the salamander one's not bad. It's pretty decent. I like seeing like what little bits are in each, you know. Birds. I hate them so much. The bane of my existence. Please stay together. Piece of plastic on it still. Yeah, salamander one's decent. I will say, I do recommend, just for kit bash potential and varying up color schemes and whatnot, I do recommend Space Marine players pick up the Death Watch one. Because throwing those in your army adds a nice little bit of variety that personally I like. And obviously, if I like something, that means everyone likes it. Good enough. Let those dry. Now the arms are probably good enough to go on without being fussy. Yeah. I'll have to clean up these guys up, but I can do that when it's dry. Yes, I can do it now. Of course, I said, well, my hand's not cramping. And now I'm starting to feel it. Probably getting to be time for new clippers. I've had these ones for a while, so that just makes sense. Right. All right, we're gonna have, you know, couple of ranks, which is nice. And we're getting there. We're getting there. All right. What does this look like? What does it look like? You gotta have banner in the center, obviously. A couple of those dudes. Those guys. Yeah, these guys back here. By movement trays. You know, we got a little over a 10-man unit. Brick dudes just. I imagine this like extra wide, or like a little deeper. It's gonna be sick. Yeah, like I said, that's right. It's got the brazier. That's it. Yeah, I definitely recommend Space Marine players pick up the Death Watch one. The only thing that's like unusable in it at this point is the chest piece, because it's not made for Primaris Marines. It's made for an older kit, which is a little odd that it's in such a newer kit, but kind of whatever. Best part is waiting for the glue to dry enough that you can let go. Then having to drag dog hair off. Because you got 2 corgis and they shed like nobody's business. See, it's perfect. One thing I do wish they would do is I would really wish we could get a new Tyrannic War Veterans kit. Like, I don't even necessarily care if it's Ultramarine unit, like unique unit. Still, it can be fine. That's fine. I don't really care. But it'd be so good for kit bashing. Just have a bunch of like pre-made Tyranid bits that are made to like fit on Space Marines. It'd be perfect. It'd be just perfect. All right. Now we've got 9 more poses to go. Where are you? I guess 3 more poses, but 9. You know what I mean. All right. So pose 1 was the officer. Ooh, a little headache. Excuse me. You need to go through and organize all of this, get stuff painted, get stuff put away. But it's finally warm enough here that it's easy to prime. So I'm going to prime a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to have a whole lot of painting. I can tell you that right now. you guys missed the actual painting content. I have good news for you. I'm sorry, I'm pulling a blank. What was I just talking about? Oh, Tyrannic War veterans, yeah. You can look them up. They had models. I think they still sold resin models at the very beginning of 10. I'm pretty sure they were in. Maybe they didn't even sell them. Maybe they were just in the index to be in the index. But they were in the index. They're an Ultramarines unit. Lore-wise, was added to the Ultramarines after like the Hive Fleet attacked them. That's what I'm looking for. I'm sorry. Is that after the Hive Fleet attacked them? So they've got a lot of. So they're kind of like. They're a bit akin to Stern Guard. They're just like focused around Tyranids, and they've got like a bunch of Tyranid bits on them. Essentially, if you've seen the 10th edition launch box, the lieutenant that has like the stuff on him, he's kind of a spiritual successor to them from that. Kind of the best way to describe it. Yeah, you can look it up. They they had models until relatively recently. They're just like old, and I think they were resin. Tristan asked, "Do you know if there's a good transparent primer? I like to let these colored plastic parts do some work for me." Yeah, like the LT with Combi. I think they were a lot like him. It's been a minute since I've actually seen them, but they would, from what I remember seeing, they would be really cool for kit bashing. But yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, kind of like imagine like a squad full of him. Yeah, like I said, they're really cool for kit bashing. I don't know if there's a transparent primer or not, Tristan. You'd have to look around. Maybe a varnish could work. I don't know if that would work as a primer, though. I've never... Yeah, you'd have to look around. It's not something I would know off the top of my head. I mean, I basically only exclusively work with gray plastics at this point. Like, even non-GW ones, most of the games I play sell their stuff on, cheap gray plastic. 29, 28, 28. 9. Twenty-eight. 28. What? Yep, the cramps are setting in. The carpal tunnels. Should probably find a way to not. It's a distinct possibility doing this. Yeah, I think essentially the lieutenant with combi weapon was for all intents and purposes, was a reference to the whatchamacallit? Tyrannic War veterans. I think here's kind of a little shout out to him. Like I said, I'd love to see him come back. That also does remind me, I need to get my hands on the banner. Negative. The banner from the Ultramarine kit. I forget what it's called. Shoot. The new one that came out, the 3 dudes, the Victrix Guard. I think you can only have 1 banner per army, funnily enough. Second, I find 30. I guess. The boot. Das Boot. I think you can actually only run one of the banners per army because it technically becomes a epic character or something when you like upgrade the dude, which is kind of funny. Or I guess maybe you can only run 3. I think it becomes a character, not an epic character, it becomes a character when you upgrade them. So that means if you run a squad of 6, you can only have 1 banner in each, which makes sense. Where is this last boot that I didn't cut out? There it is. Which means probably relatively cheap to get on eBay right now. Maybe I'll do that after, I'll look and see if those are going for. It's just a sick banner. I want it so bad. Alright. Here's the plan. We get these guys together as much as we can for like 10 minutes or so. And then we call it a night. Young good, sound good. I really can't wait to see. That's the main thing. Well, that's the other thing. That was the other reason I'm not so sure if I want to pick up the launch box. I really want that new battalion box for guard. And I really want that new commissar for guard. And that's all probably going to run me about 300. So that's basically the same price as the launch box. So the question kind of becomes, which one do I want more? And I kind of lean towards the guard right now. My Space Marine's in a good spot, like collection-wise. And if it's anything like lesser degree 9th, but 10th especially, the launch box is going to be available for a while. Like, I know, like, it should be decently available. And then even then, a lot of the other stuff in it isn't going to be bad. Like, because, like, for one, like, obviously the Space Marines and the Orcs will be in the starter box, and they'll probably be like, like a captain, librarian, or whatever. Then, like, the intercessors, maybe one or two other things. And then obviously all the Orc stuff. That'll be in lunch. That'll be relatively cheap and easy to get. Well, this would actually be a really good addition to get into Space Marines, because the launch box is actually pretty solid. And beforehand, like, 10th edition, it kind of wasn't. So it was like some of the Terminators, Librarian, and the Infernus Marines, which is like, most of it's like stuff you'd probably want as a Space Marine player. But it's also stuff that's like not the core of your army for the most part. So you're not buying multiple of them. But this one, I think you'll be buying multiple. You could potentially buy multiple of it, if nothing else. Because a launch box are like what? Normally 120 or so. So for basic intercessors, like, you would be essentially getting like the intercessors and the boys, because they'll probably be the Orc half. You're basically paying the normal price for them, and basically getting the intercessors after that for free. So, looks like lots of back and forth on this particular one, because it reuses bodies for characters? Question mark. Okay, so we want that flip forward. Maybe not quite that much. We need to pull it back a smidge. We'll see. I don't know how this is going to look after. After we're all said and through, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. The other thing I have to get for this is the thank you Unifier. I think they're neat. I like them. These are fun little models, much as I hate, kind of putting together regular sized humans a lot. They're nice little models. They're not the worst thing in the world. I was a bit of a different Houchers, in like in a good way, bad way. I mean, to be fair to like whoever is making the stuff for StarCraft, GW has had a long time to like work on it. Oh, I rotate like that was no difference. So I can't exactly blame them if it's a slightly worse build quality, but based on just even a glance at this brew, they look pretty good. They don't look like they're cheap. Okay, just different, not better or worse. That's fair. All right, piece 31. And this guy has the straight sword. That's neat. The Jin Dao, I think, or whatever it's called. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out this because I know it's next. Like a Chinese traditional straight sword. Three, one. Okay. I do love me some visual storytelling. It's like, oh, this is like an older family or something. You know what I mean? They have a really old sword. Okay, so arm leg works. Joints work differently. I can talk, I promise, guys. I'm really good at this. Alright, and then shield. I should have gotten the shield. 39, 40, or 38 and 39. 38. And 39, 39, 39, right there. Cool. Cool. So every time I start a new army, I kind of forget how big of a pain it's going to be to put it together. And then I buy the first like kit or two, and I'm like, oh, yep, it's all coming back now. Because like I said, I got a lot more of these guys to go. I think my original list called for like 100 of them, and I don't think I'm gonna do that. That doesn't seem like a good idea. I'll allow board control, and that counts for something. Might mix it up with more horses or something, so I can bring lancers, which I have 10 of the lancers over there. So I might drop one of these down to a little bit smaller and just have more lancers or something. All right. Last 4 minutes. It's the final countdown. Do 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 do. I get so sued by the entire continent of Europe. And that's a high IQ joke for all you people out there that get it. If you do, you automatically have a high IQ. It's not true. Yeah, that one cut off really easy. That was nice. Do 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 do. Right, let drums come over here. Put on this here soda. Oh, I hate these joints. This is like one of the few by GW that I don't like. It's got like a little arrow on it. And once you put glue on it, it just like... Because the arrow's got like points, right? Like you can see it a little bit, I think. Right there. Oh, if it'll focus. Hold on. There it goes. So it's got that little arrow, and the arrow's like nice and like it wants to fit in there, right? But the problem is when you put glue on it, that arrow starts getting a lot softer. It doesn't want to fit nearly as well as it used to. And that's assuming it wanted to fit well at first. So one of the most like annoying attachment styles that GW does. I mean, it's fine, but I don't care for it. It's fine. You have to tell people it's fine, but it's not fine. You tell when you're fine, but you're not fine. Whatever it is. Alright. Well, I'm not getting the heads on here, but that's fine. Alright. And then, great, now he's wanting to come off his base. Delightful. I guess the one I was moving around, so that kind of makes sense, unfortunately. Okay, there. That's the pose. Try and do this without putting too much pressure on his arms, doesn't pop off. It's good enough for now. It's basically 9:30. If anyone has any last minute questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I'm going to let that dry and basically call that a night. We got, 11 fully done, including the 3, like, kind of characters, quote unquote. So that is awesome. We also got, 8 more of the other dudes completely done. So that's awesome. Kind of have, these guys are mostly done. They just need basically their heads at this point. And then we have 6 more after that. So we will see what we work on next week. Baneblade is probably going to be off stream. Sorry, but it's a lot. I kind of want to just chill while I'm building it a little bit. So next week we might end up doing the artillery pieces with the Grand Cathay Battalion or something else. I've got the Killicans. I'm waiting to see what they look like next edition. I've got one more truck, I think. I don't know if I want to put that together or not. Not gonna. Oh. Which thing? Because like Training Warfare is saying you can check them out. I'm still gonna pull those up. I do want to see if I can find that banner on eBay relatively cheap, but I was gonna do that like off camera. Wasn't planning to do that with you guys. So yeah, more or less it's kind of at the stopping point. It's actually a little after 9:30 now. So I think it is probably time for me to bid you all adieu. So thank you so much for the banner. Yes, the banner I'm gonna look on eBay essentially after and see if they're going for what they're going for right now. Apologies if there was any miscommunication there, but yeah. Final sign off. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It always means a lot to me. This part of the channel in particular is my little baby. So it's always nice when you guys come here, show support for it and everything like that. Of course, we do have coming up this week, as you have probably seen with the announcements, we have a Saturday side questing where me and John will be playing Horus Heresy. This will be kind of my second game with Horus Heresy 3.0, and then on Sunday we will have Tim and someone else, I forget exactly who will be playing on Big 40K on Sunday. So again, thank you guys so much for showing up. Always awesome to see you. Good night and have a wonderful time. Bye. I need a more elegant way to do this so I don't have to turn. It'll be fine. Bye. Right. Oh no, the mic's still on. Oh, bye.